ξεκίναν και κάνουν λίγο σιγά σιγά ζούτα.
Το ανοίξεις το.
Θέλουμε να έχουμε φίλε. Θέλουμε να έχουμε.
Δεν έχω ιδέα. Ιδέα είναι εδώ.
Ocho.
Όλοι.
Ρε, εσύ, Άγγελο, είναι εσύ. Tanto gamma me ne vi,
Χαίρετε. Καλώς ορίσατε. Good afternoon. Αντιλαμβάνεστε ότι η ομιλία θα είναι όλη στα αγγλικά, οπότε να ξεκινήσουμε. Thank you all for joining the Digital Economy and Innovation, a Vision of Growth conference, organized by the Democratic Rally in honor of Commissioner Gabriel. My name is Michalis Tsikalas, and I am the editor-in-chief of Καθημερινή newspaper, and I will be the conference moderator. Just a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, it is nowadays especially true that digital technologies impact almost everything we do. The digital transformation of EU businesses and society at large presents enormous growth potential for Europe. The European digital sector has prospects of further building on its existing edge in advanced digital technologies, as well as capitalizing on its presence in traditional sectors, with the aim being to seize the range of opportunities that technologies such as the Internet of Things, big data, advanced manufacturing, robotics, 3D printing, blockchain technologies, and artificial intelligence offer. Nevertheless, there are still key challenges that need to be addressed. Fragmentation, legislative burden with respect to digital content, and data impacting innovation and startups. Full deployment of the digital market, cybersecurity, among others. Understanding digital economy is not an easy task, even more so if you are just the average internet user. It is even more difficult to harness the growth potential both in Europe and especially in a small member state like Cyprus. Our goal today is to investigate key ways of removing barriers to the digital economy across the EU to achieve just that. I would like now to invite Ms. Stavriana Kofteros, Director Digital Transformation and Innovation, Democratic Rally, to introduce the conference topic.
Good morning. That was loud. I'm going to attempt to set and talk about the state of play for a high-stakes, really vital game, which is digital economy. Starting from Cyprus, we are moving forward slowly, but we have made progress, especially if we see, dear Commissioner, on the qualitative part of the game. Let's talk about the Research Innovation Governance System with the newly appointed National Research and Innovation Council and the newly appointed National Chief Scientist. Both the Chairman and the Chief Scientist are going to be joining us on stage for the panel later on. Revamping innovation funding so that we truly make impact in the economy. We're now joining the artificial intelligence and blockchain partnerships, European partnership. So we are moving forward, but we need to move faster. Even if we break things in order to fully reap the full potential of the European Union. And one of the biggest potentials that the European Union has to offer is a unified digital single market. According to the World Economic Forum Digital Leaders Report that was published last week in Davos, it mentions actually nearly €500 billion additional EU GDP from the digital single market in 2025, that's in 6 years from now. In order to do that, though, unfortunately, the road is not laid with roses. There are some challenges and obstacles that we need to figure out a way how to overcome it. Fragmentation. We're talking about 28, even if soon, unfortunately, there will be 27 playbooks, different rules. Just to mention one example, there are 81 different VAT regimes across Europe. So you're a startup trying to scale and sell across border, and you have to pass through the hoops of 81 different VAT regimes when you try to sell cross-border in Europe. Venture capital investments and corporate investment in Europe still trails the US by 90 billion euros. Even though in the last 5 years we've seen an increase of over 400%, we still need to do more. And unfortunately, most of these investments, the VC investments, are concentrated in just 8 member states. Plus, sometimes, even though we mean well, our regulation is not so innovation and startup friendly. If you think about artificial intelligence, where Europe has a technological edge, at the moment, we've regulated in a way that we're kind of making it difficult for startups. If you think about AI, the algorithms of AI need to be trained with massive amounts of data. How are they going to find these data if we have all this regulation either asking them to pay for the data or not allowing them to use the data? Therefore, we kind of need to figure out a way to balance data privacy that is important and at the same time allow startups to scale. Because the biggest potential is making the European Union exactly what it's supposed to be, a unified 500 million market. That's our edge, that's the competitive advantage that the Union has. In order that the Union will become a true launchpad, fuel to scale for European startups across the EU. I'm looking forward to hear your speech, Madam Commissioner, and the discussion later to figure out a roadmap for making these changes and moving away these barriers so that we can truly realize the potential for the European Union and for Cyprus. Thank you.
That was nice, Tabriana. 3.5 minutes. Wow. The president of the Democratic Rally, Averof Neophytou, has laid down an ambitious vision for Cyprus, encapsulated in Cyprus 2030. I kindly invite our host, President Averof Neophytou, on stage for his address.
Dear friends, I would like to thank you for joining us today at the Digital Economy and Society, a Vision of Growth conference in honor of European Commissioner of Digital Economy and Society, our dear friend Maria Gabriel. Dear Commissioner, it is an honor for the Democratic Rally and me personally to welcome you to Cyprus. As a European Commissioner of the Digital Economy and Society, your responsibilities on a European level are directly linked with a core matter for us. For us, Cyprus 2030 is our vision for a digital and innovative Cyprus. And I would like today to announce to our dear friends that in March we'll have our foreign consultants with us in Cyprus for the conference, for our vision for the Cyprus 2030. And you will get an invitation for this great event. Dear friends, the world today is changing in a fast pace. Rapid technological advancements and faster pace global change on geopolitical, social, and economic fronts mark these changes. We live in an era of the digital revolution. The future is digital. In such a changing world, all countries must up their games. It is a fact that regardless of whether a country is big or small, whether it belongs to West or East, North and South, these changes will leave no one unaffected. It is far beyond digital supremacy. It is rather about finding ways to harness the new digital era for the benefits of our societies, with policies to enable economic growth and social prosperity. And such policies are vital for the European Union as a whole, and of course for our country. Policies relating to digital communications, common European infrastructures, and cybersecurity. Notwithstanding policies for the digital single market to truly enable growth and prosperity with innovations and startups. And the support of the European Commission in this is vital. Like, for example, the 19 million for Cypriot municipalities and communities to develop free Wi-Fi infrastructure. This will be followed by an extension of the funding program of 120 million to further expand free Wi-Fi with 3 additional calls from now until 2020. Europe is on the right track. For the first time, process a dedicated funding program of 9.6 billion for digital Europe. At the same time, we have to be very frank. European research is at the global forefront, particularly in artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics, and blockchain technologies, for example. Europe leads in research. But we run the risk of failing behind it, held back by sometimes heavy and not so innovation-friendly regulation, because it's not just about the research. It's about enabling innovation and business creation, facilitating European startups to scale into big and global companies. And to achieve that, we need to move fast and to leverage investment innovation. Above all, we need to change the culture of innovation. The old saying, Americans innovate, Chinese copy, and Europeans regulate, must become just an old saying. Anyhow, the Americans still innovate, and the Chinese, they stop copying, and they start their own innovation. We need intelligent pro-startup and innovation regulation. Dear Commissioner, we stand with our European family, the European People's Party, to support the mandate of our leading candidate for the presidency of the Commission, our dear friend and a friend of Cyprus, Manfred Weber, to work for a better Europe together, to help build a more united, more secure, more ambitious, and more stronger Europe together. I would like to thank you again for your presence here with us today, and I'm looking forward to the conference proceedings and the discussion that will follow. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Neophytou, for your contribution on the discussion. Research and innovation, an essential part of the digital economy, is now in the competences of the Minister of Finance. I kindly invite Mr. Haris Georgiadis, Minister of Finance, on stage for his speech.
Thank you, Michalis. Madam Commissioner, Mr. President, and ladies and gentlemen, there should be no doubt that the world is on the verge of a revolution. This revolution will not be driven by ideology or by ethnicity or by religious beliefs. The new global forces will come in the form of artificial intelligence, big data algorithms, and bioengineering. It will be a revolution driven by technology. It will affect everyone, and it will be massive. For most of us, the talk of the new technological challenge may sound abstract, too technical, too remote, and we have actually heard it before, at least since the beginning of the Industrial Revolution. In fact, so far, technology has been the single most important force of positive change in our societies and our economies. It has helped pull millions out of severe poverty. It has facilitated communication and exchange. It has raised the standards of healthcare and has enabled knowledge and reason to steer humanity ahead. Technology and automation has created over the years more jobs than the ones which were made redundant. But expert opinion converges and is convinced that the new wave of technological progress will be stronger and faster than anyone can imagine. However, this consensus breaks down when it comes to assessing whether the strides of technology will continue to drive us in a positive direction, or whether it will spiral out of control and become a force of destruction. Already there is speculation about the impact on the labor markets in 20 or 30 years. Will technology keep creating new jobs as one would hope? Or will billions of people become economically redundant, driven out of their jobs by machines and algorithms, not merely unemployed, but unemployable? And under such circumstances, will the social and political repercussions remain manageable? Or are we on the verge of a resurgence in nationalism, entrenchment, and the futile defensive hostility to open markets and free trade? Ladies and gentlemen, I admit I have more questions than answers. In fact, I feel that politically and institutionally, the world is still not fully prepared to handle this challenge. And this is exactly why I feel that it is imperative that we should intensify the political and the social dialogue in an effort to incorporate the technological challenge into a meaningful political narrative. In any case, a digital economy goes in hand with a digital society and with a digital democracy. This is exactly why this initiative of the Democratic Rally is both timely and commendable, Mr. President. But I would also highlight the importance of the presence of Commissioner Gabriel in this dialogue, because I strongly believe that the challenges and opportunities which lie ahead highlight the role and the significance of the European Union. It is an illusion that the member states will be able to maximize the benefits and the opportunities and to minimize the risks with a go-it-alone approach. No chance. We must work together at EU level, removing barriers, ensuring access and connectivity, promoting e-society and investing in world-class ICT research and innovation. The new EU budget should be a tool in this direction. And what Stavriana mentioned, regulation, that's the key. It is imperative that we are able to design smart, efficient regulation, even of the ethical aspects relating to the technological revolution which is ahead of us. But also at the national level, efforts should be stepped up. Even countries which cannot hope to be leaders in the designing and developing of the new technologies should aim to be at the forefront of using and utilizing the new technologies. And this is where I do see opportunities for Cyprus, having to a large extent surpassed the legacy problems of the past. Our policies here in Cyprus should now embrace innovation and digital transformation. This is an excellent way to improve our growth model and to broaden the productive base of our economy. In this effort, we shall be relying on the advice and support of our academic, scientific and business community. In this direction, a new National Council for Research and Innovation has been established recently, and the first chief scientist of Cyprus has been officially appointed, as it happens, just an hour ago. And I am delighted that both Professor Patsalis and Chief Scientist Kyriakos Korkinos will be participating in the discussion which follows. During the year, we also aim to establish a post of a Deputy Minister for Digital Transformation to head a new integrated executive department. We have also taken a joint initiative with the Parliament, bringing in experts from the private sector and academia, but also all the relevant government agencies to draft a national strategy for the implementation of blockchain technologies. Our aim is to become one of the first countries to effectively regulate blockchain technology and to implement through a collaboration of the private and public sector pilot applications in the public sector as well as in the financial sector. We are also investing significant funds in a number of e-government projects in our public sector, ranging from e-health, e-justice, the application of digital signatures, the government ERP, and so on. Dear Commissioner, dear Averov, ladies and gentlemen, let me conclude by reiterating the commitment of our government, but also repeating a call that we should all engage in a substantial consultation, both at the national and EU level, in order to be ready, in order to effectively prepare our economies and societies for the new technological challenge which lies ahead of us. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Mr. Georgiadis. That was comforting enough, at least for me, because I do also have questions. So you have questions, and we all hope, with the presence of Madam Commissioner today, that we will get answers also. Commissioner of Digital Economy and Society in the European Union is honoring, as you all know by now, honoring us today with your presence. Her responsibilities as Commissioner of Digital Economy include preparing ambitious proposals for the completion of a connected digital single market and facilitating their adoption. Task one, I would say. Developing and implementing measures to make Europe more trusted and secure online, so that citizens and businesses can fully reap the benefits of the digital economy. Ensuring that the EU can be a catalyst for public and private investment, focusing on high-quality digital network infrastructure. Madam Commissioner, we are looking forward for your speech.
Dear Minister Georgiadis, dear President Neophytou, yes, ladies and gentlemen, first of all, I would like to thank Stavriana. You can see what is the level of excellence if you have more women in digital. Thank you very much, Minister, for your strong messages. Thank you very much for promoting this European approach. And for us, it's a huge support. President Neofito, when we met first time, the main topic of our discussion, it was digital. Believe me, what I already have seen, that it's not just a topic of discussion for you. It's an engagement. It's a commitment. Thank you very much for your leadership. So thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. For me, it's a great occasion today, together with you, to share some answers, some questions, but maybe it's a great occasion to put together forward some of our ideas to succeed this digital transformation as Europe. Because my vision is for Europe to build a digital society based on our strengths and our core values. And this society, first, must be inclusive. That is a society in which our citizens as a whole can reap the benefits of the digital transformation. The benefits of the ongoing digital transformation cannot be limited to a few individuals. For us, what is really important is that our citizens must as well be able to trust the new technologies they use. Trust, that's our key word. And we already know that it is possible if only there is an adequate legal framework, not to regulate just to achieve a raw regulation, but not to hesitate to intervene where we can show the added value of our European approach. So first, where we are. Remember, in 2015, we launched our European strategy for digital single market. We put on the table 30 legislative files. When I took office as a commissioner 1.5 years ago, only 6 were finalized. Today, we have 26. I'm really proud, because thanks to the support of the member states in the Council, to the European Parliament, we know very well with Lefteris, we managed to achieve a lot of concrete deliverables for our citizens. Because now it's time to put an end of the actual fragmentation, to be more concentrated on our strategic capacities, and to tackle some of those challenges only by working together. Because that's the only way to succeed. So, we already have results. The end of roaming, a huge, beautiful experience for all of us. I would like just here to mention that the abolition of roaming charges has increased European roaming consumption by a massive 435% for data between only summer 2016 and summer 2017. That's great. That's important for our regions, for our tourist sectors, for new services, for new products, for new investments. We already have the portability of content. Beautiful message for our young people to travel with their video, games, books. We already put an end to the unjustified geo-blocking. Our small and medium enterprises have here a huge potential. But at the same time, yes, we have some other challenges to address. Public trust requires that security, confidentiality, and availability of all our critical infrastructures must be guaranteed. We all know that there is concerns about the security. That's why for me the question of cybersecurity is one of the most important ones. And I see Cyprus as one of our innovation hub for cybersecurity, in maritime sector, but as a whole too. We have to think more and more about this. Cybersecurity, it's not only about our personal data, it's about our critical infrastructure. That's why I'm so glad that we finalized the negotiations with the European Parliament and the Council in December. Now we would like to have a strong cybersecurity agency, ENISA, with a real budget, with human resources, not with a temporary mandate. What a message for our partners, how it is important for us, cybersecurity. For the first time, certification schemes, it's a message for our citizens. They have to know what is the level of security of the products, and on the other side, to support our industries, our startups. When a certificate is for one country, that should be for the whole territory of the European Union. Yes, we have to think about some binding certifications. We have to think about a European mechanism of coordination in case of large-scale attacks. We have to think about a cybersecurity competence center, and we have to think about a network of national competence centers on cybersecurity. That's part of our proposals, and we count on your support. We already received a very strong support from the European Parliament to finalize this. But security is important. But we all know that we have a socio-economic challenges. In order to maintain its strengths, Europe also has to address those socio-economic challenges. They are here with the digital transformation. Europe's strong tradition of social protection and dialogue with social partners has to be maintained, but adapted to the digital age. The rise of those new technologies, artificial intelligence, that will lead to significant labor market adjustments and the range of skills employers require. Currently, and that's one of the most important things, after